Did you know that chewing the fat, the expression, was also in the 19th century?
Uh-oh.
They called it to chew the rag. And you know what that meant? When people got together to gripe or complain. And then, as time advanced, now it's chewing the fat. Now, that's just one history lesson of that phrase. Now, I'm sure there's more, and I'll find out what they are.
But why did they say chewing the rag?
That I don't know. I'd have to look up the history of that one, too.
I mean, did they just for fun sit around chewing on rags? I know it was a rough time back then, but
I have a whole different concept of rags. Okay, welcome to Chewin the Fat, episode 5.
He's Krusty.
I'm Krusty. That's almost.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Thanks for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. We try to throw a couple of these out there, one a month? Two a month, give or take. Basically topics that we deal with as backpackers, that we deal with as hikers, whether it comes to gear, situations, people, while we enjoy, holy crap, this is only my first one, a tasty, full-flavored, full-bodied alcoholic barley pop.
Okay, can I tell you? Oh, I gotta drink first. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of crap about this.
He chooses the beer. Just saying.
I'm coming out of the closet here. Not in that way. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I prefer Coors Light to Spotted Cow.
Why?
Because I like a beer with less flavor. I don't like a real flavorful beer.
Kind of like your women. No, I'm just kidding. Don't kill me.
Honey.
Okay, there's another beverage that's calorie-free. Free most places. It's called water.
Water. Okay. So I may have just lost some credibility when we do taste tests.
That's okay. I mean, all right, if I need a nice beer, then maybe I'll bring a beer. And I won't even have you try it because you're not going to like it anyway.
But it took some guts to admit that I like Coors
No,
Light.
and that's fine. Coors Light is a good everyday drinking beer. You mow the lawn, drink 13 of those, and you're feeling pretty good.
Craft beer.
Some craft beers, IPAs are overrated. Hate me if you want to. But all the people who pretend they really like IPAs, you're a liar. Because they suck.
I've never went to a brewery and liked the beer.
Okay. That's why I like doing flights. Let's get a flight next time. We'll just do a flight. 5 samples, 2-ounce pours, and we'll do a flight per topic thing.
I remember one day when I hiked like 20 miles, and this guy went off trail, went into town, and had a flight.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. He's just busting his ass. Mud. He's got mud everywhere. He's beat up. I'm at this winery drinking ciders and...
And then he proceeds, once he walks his quarter mile to camp, to tell me all about his day.
Yep. Before I ask about his. That's just the way this works.
What are we talking about today, Krusty?
Well, okay, so me and you, we spend a lot of time on trail together.
Aw.
It's not a good thing. And we generally like the fact that we're outside backpacking, getting out and doing it. But even though we love the same activity, there are different ways we go about doing certain things. We have different reasons. We have different gear choices. So even though we enjoy doing the same thing, we go about it in different ways. What are they? Is his way better than mine?
Yes.
My way's better than him? Most likely. But that's all a matter of perception now, isn't it? Isn't it? So... we'll tell you how we like things and how they differ, and maybe this will help you decide. And more importantly, maybe it'll help you learn to backpack with others better.
So before we get into me explaining how you do things wrong, let's talk about the things that we actually do that are the same and similar.
Oh, okay.
So we have a lot of the same gear.
Mm-hmm.
Copycat Rob. We both have bridge hammocks.
Right.
Same rain fly,
Yep.
all sorts of things.
Our sleep systems are very similar. I mean, we both use trail runners. We both use trekking poles. I use trekking poles now. Our water filters are different. We just use different things.
Unfortunately, we have similar personalities.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate to anybody we meet at camp. So sorry.
Yeah, especially when we're like, hey, we're both YouTube guys. Are you having fun on your trip?
Here's my favorite. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm filming a YouTube channel. Oh, you got a YouTube channel? Oh, as a matter of fact, I do. Here, take one of these. Yeah, I carry business cards on trail. I don't care. Look,
And while he's doing this, what am I doing while you're doing that?
you're making fun of me in the background.
I'm going.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Rob's out there networking at the campsite.
You know, you got to grow your following somehow. And if I get a subscriber, they actually get to know me as the real me. They'll realize how full of shit I really am.
You think that they're going to watch your channel if they learn who the real you are?
Probably not. I'll just tell them I know Midwest Backpacker and Dan Becker. Then it's fine.
Dan who?
Exactly. All right. So what gear items are similar that we use?
I think you named most of them. I mean,
Okay, but you prefer, like, let's say trail runners, for instance. I'm an ultra guy. I got a little bit wider feet. So I like the really wide toe box. He's got thin, narrow feet. He likes Solomon's.
Yeah, I mean, we're both wearing lightweight shoes and not the big heavy boots.
That are not waterproof. So that's similar. Like he said, we both sleep in a War Bonnet Ridge Runner bridge hammock. That's pretty specific. Identical hammocks, identical rain flies. Their stakes are different.
Do you ever notice that people that have been married for a long time start to look like each other?
Yeah, kind of like their pets, their dogs.
Back before I knew Rob, I had hair.
That's something. Copycat Jeremy.
It's kind of like the single white female thing.
Yeah. Yes, I get that reference.
All right, so we both like to hike alone, but camp together.
Yeah, I mean, we know we're out there on the trail. We know our predetermined destination where we're going to camp that night, and I'm perfectly okay hiking by myself, whether he's way forward or I'm way forward, whatever. That's fine, but we like to camp together.
One thing that we also do well together is, I think we have understanding if we're on a hike and somebody needs to bail out, the other person keeps on going. Unless the person's hurt and needs help.
Yeah, that's something different. But, I mean, that's something, if you're going to go on a trip that's out of town, let's say it's
Missouri or Arkansas.
Yeah, you're in a completely different state and your partner has to bail out. We are the understanding that if I need to bail out, which I had to.
Or I do.
Yeah, and that I would expect him to complete the trail. I'll meet him. I'm still there on the time. I may not be on trail, but I'm not going to affect his hike, and we're okay with that. We know that about each other.
That, or even if you don't know how to hitchhike like I do, you camp out at a spot and the other guy comes back and gets you when his hike is done.
Yeah, so that there's ways around it. So, yeah. And also, as far as when you're at camp, there's camp time. There's people who love to build fires and want to spend time around the fire. There's people who they don't want to be around people. They just want to spend time in their tent or in their hammock.
How often do you say that we build a campfire? I would say if it's just you and I, hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
If
It's
we have
too
a
much
couple
work.
other people, we're kind of lazy. We hike like 50 miles, but we're lazy.
Yeah, isn't that funny? And yeah, if there's usually someone in camp who's usually the fire person, especially if you go to a campsite and there's already people there. There's always that one guy, right? He's all about the fire. Have at it, guy. I'll sit at your fire.
Yeah. Just to be clear, we love sitting by campfires.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We just don't like gathering the wood.
It's just a lot of work. Now, if I was doing a base camp, completely different story.
Yeah.
But doing 40 miles over a couple days, yeah, nah, I'm not going to build a fire.
And, sometimes when you go camping with people, you get to camp at like 3 o'clock and it doesn't get dark till like 9 o'clock.
In the summer, yeah.
And really you don't want to start the fire until it gets dark, right?
Right.
And I think you and I have an agreement that by 9 o'clock we're ready to go on our hammocks.
Yeah. By 9 o'clock.
Watch Netflix.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone else, it's just starting to get dark and everyone wants to cuddle up by the fire. Go ahead.
See you tomorrow.
Hammocks. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.
All right, so those are the things we do alike.
Yeah.
Let me explain what you do wrong now.
Please, enlighten me.
Tights. Hiking in tights.
I hike in tights.
What are you, a ballerina?
Yes, I don't fall. I pirouette. So, I like hiking in tights. I have shorts. I wear long tights underneath my shorts, and here's why. For one, yeah, it does add a little bit of warmth, but it's not that big of a deal, but mostly for protection. A lot of the trails we go on, there's some overgrowth there, and I don't want chiggers, I don't want ticks, I don't want any of that stuff. It protects my legs from all that stuff, and also it helps keep my legs cleaner for when I am sliding into my hammock. Things are a little bit cleaner. Take off my tights, and they're good to go. I basically wear them for protection, and I like my legs warm when I'm hiking. I do.
I agree. I like my legs warm too, but that's why I don't wear tights, because I wear shorts, I'd say, until it gets down to 40 degrees.
Okay.
35, 40 degrees.
All right.
And then I'll put pants on. Or I actually prefer wearing tights to pants. There are a lot of people who say you got to hike with pants on. And I look at them, I'm like,
Try tights.
it's 85 degrees out, dude, and you're wearing pants?
Try tights. Seriously, they're so nice. They give you a little bit of compression. Yeah, they're nice.
Tell me why you need compression, Rob.
Old muscles
Compression where?
on your calves and on your quads, and it also
How about a little higher?
it helps keep things separated up in the crotchal swimsuit area. So it really helps eliminate chafing. Now
I'm all about that.
I'm a big thighed kind of guy. I'm a little stout. There's some friction going on.
Are you a teapot?
Maybe. But I mean, that really helps too, keeping stuff separated in that area. Tights are the way to go.
So I wear shorts. The reason why I wear shorts is because I sweat a lot.
Yes, he does.
And I'm hot. Especially, as you would say, in that swimsuit area. Where the boys need to breathe.
Yeah.
So I just got some shorts. They're like short shorts. You're welcome. And there's a lot of breathing there, and it reduces the chafing. Reduces, doesn't eliminate, which I found out in the last couple trips.
Okay.
But another thing that helps is when you sweat, there's a lot of salt in it, right?
Yeah.
And that salt gets on whatever in that crotchal area. So you got to wash that shit out at night.
Yeah,
And
you
get
got-
that salt out
got a
because it's
little
very
grit in there?
abrasive.
I don't have that big of a sweaty problem down there, so that's your issue.
I've tried to figure out if my ass sweats a lot or it's running down my back.
Probably run off your bald head, down your back, down your butt crack, and into your crotchal area. Yes, thank you. Now you got that in your mind.
You're talking about me, and I almost gagged
You're
when you said
welcome.
that.
So
right.
that's where we differ. I prefer to hike in tights. If I'm in an arid area, so I got a trip coming up here in a little bit where I may wear shorts because I'm not worried about overgrowth, and I'm not worried about mosquitoes in this particular area. So I may put some shorty shorts on.
I got a question for you. To be honest with you, I don't even know what poison ivy or poison oak looks like, which would probably be a good idea if you're wearing shorts.
Yeah. Leaves of 3.
Yeah,
Let 'em
let
be.
it be. I do remember that saying,
Okay.
but when you're looking, there's a lot of leaves that come in 3.
Yeah, don't touch them.
So, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard when you're walking through them with shorts on.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Especially when you're trying to get firewood. Another reason not to do a campfire.
Yeah. There's poison ivy out there everywhere.
But with how much my legs sweat and my pores are cleaning themselves on my legs, do you
Yeah.
think that helps from the oils from the poison ivy? Like, I've hardly ever gotten poison ivy.
You're thinking way too much about it. Just just wear tights.
But what
Don't
I
even
do,
worry about it.
But what I do is when I get to camp, I wash my legs off in the creek, just in case.
All right. Well, hey, it works for you, right?
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
All right.
Okay. The other thing that I think we differ a little bit on trail, and it's mileage. And mileage comes from being on the trail, which is trail time. So you have trail time, you have camp time. The longer miles, the longer time you have on trail, your trip's about trail time. The longer time you spend in camp, that's about camp time. A lot of people like to strike a balance. Some people put more emphasis on the wrong syllable, on one or the other. I like a little bit more camp time. I want to put in 10 miles, I push it to 12, get to camp, set up camp, relax, do what I want to do. I can film, I can relax, I can whatever. He likes to crush miles, 15, 18, 20 miles. He gets to camp, with his sweaty self and spend less time in camp, talk a little bit, hand out business cards, whatever he does at camp, and then, hit the hay. I like to spend more time at camp.
So I like to spend lots of time at camp as well. But I do like to put in miles because I like to get to camp and I like to be exhausted.
So you sleep well?
Or just, there's something rewarding about, putting all the effort out and getting to camp. You're like, whew, yeah. But the sleeping well is good too.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, for me, I get that with about 10 miles. I'm short and I'm chubby.
You're not as chubby as you used to be.
I lost a little bit.
You're not chewing as much fat recently. Another big difference between you and I is I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to sleeping in cold weather, and I'm a cold sleeper. So I need more insulation.
I am not a cold sleeper. I am a nuclear fire, jet boil. Jet boil? I'm really hot when I sleep. It's almost annoying. A lot of people think it's nice. They're like, oh, you must be so... No, Jesus Christ. Just get it off of me because, and then 4 seconds later I freeze. It's a nightmare being warm.
So summer camping when it's 80 degrees at night is not a good idea?
No, thanks. No, thanks. I'm good.
So, where it is an advantage is... When we go camping at, say, 30, 20 degrees at night,
oh, beautiful.
You have to carry less insulation.
Yeah, I can get away with a 40-degree top quilt down to 25, 36 if I had to. And be fine.
And I'm just the opposite. If it's going to be 30 degrees, I have my 20-degree quilts.
Really? Interesting. So that's what's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm a hot sleeper, so I can carry less insulation in my pack because I carry it on this body of mine instead.
Can you stop rubbing yourself?
You see this?
Yeah. Rob's T-shirt Club. There's a link below.
Tree hanger tees. Treehangertees.com.
All right. So
I guess the bottom line is for hot versus cold sleeping, just get tougher. Tired of hearing about you shivering.
Or tougher or fatter, one of the two, right?
Yeah.
So, and I like wearing my down puffy while I'm sleeping with the hood up.
Yeah.
Even when it's like 80 degrees? No, I'm just...
No, me, I do have a buff that I will wear when it gets really cold. When I say cold, I'm talking under 20 degrees. I'll wear a buff over my face and a stocking cap. That's usually it.
All right. You like to get your ass out of bed, out of the hammock.
Stop. You just said you like to eat your ass out. When you play that back, you're going to realize that's exactly what you said.
You like to get your ass out. Is that physically possible?
I don't know, but
I'm glad it isn't.
I'd like to see it.
No, I wouldn't.
I would.
When you get your body out of your hammock in the early a.m., what the hell are you thinking?
I naturally get up early. I'm an early riser. I wake up early for my job. I
outgrew that in puberty.
I'm usually up early, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm ready to roll out. But I do like to get up and get going for the trail because the earlier we leave on trail, the more time I get to spend at the next camp the next day.
But you're at camp that day less time. In the morning. So you only enjoy camp time in the afternoon and evening.
Yeah,
not in the morning.
I mean, I do like some of that quiet time in the morning. You're getting your stuff broken down, and it's nice. That quiet. Anybody else in camp is usually asleep, and you get that little bit of quiet time. Now, if I was a coffee drinker, I'd probably brew a cup of coffee and just enjoy my coffee and listen to the sounds of nature. But I don't drink coffee. I'm usually up. And pack my stuff up as fast as humanly possible and try to get out on trail. That way I can just cruise. Because I want to hit the trail early where it's cooler, because heat and me, We've already went over this. I don't like being hot, but I'm a hot person.
So I'm the opposite. I like to sleep in a little. I say a little. I'm not. When I say sleep in, it isn't until 10 o'clock.
Well, yeah.
I am usually up by 7 or 8 o'clock on the trail 45 minutes later. You're usually up like 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, in your daily life for work, you get up that early
Yeah.
too, right?
Yep. Yep.
And with the pandemic, now I sleep till like 7:30 and work it
Wow.
right in here. So,
Wow. Yeah.
and I'm at work at 7:31.
I will say, I think the reason why this works for you and the way our hiking styles differ is you sleeping in get you a little bit more shut-eye and you get to take your time in the morning because during the day, you're a fast hiker. You can cover those miles easier. I'm a slower hiker, so I want to get an early start. So that way, get up, get at them, and try to get ahead of you by a couple hours.
And I really like it when the slower hiker is ahead of me
Yeah.
because there's a little bit of, I want to catch him. But also, if the slower hiker's behind me, in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, gee, I hope Rob didn't roll his ankle and Rob's okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you do that ahead of me, I'm going to see it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I get that. And I think that's what a lot of it comes down to. You like to... You just hike faster, so you naturally have grown to just be able to sleep in a little bit more. I hike a little bit slower, so I want to get up in early and get a head start on it.
That and when you're older and you crush a lot of miles, it takes a little time to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I say just don't get old.
How do you do that? You got like a magic pill?
I don't know, but there's some gray in here. Not as much as that, but there's some gray in here for sure. Yep, but I know after a long hiking trip, I am beat up. It takes me a while to recover. Whew. Yeah.
All right, so the next one I have on our list here, I don't think we're that much different, but we're different than some hikers, obviously. Eating healthy food and counting calories versus eating the food that you want to eat and eating until you're full.
Until you want to explode.
Eating Doritos and summer sausage versus, I can't even name a healthy food.
High calorie, lighter weight foods is
So
what I'm looking for on trail. And that usually comes in the form of candy bars, anything with like a high fat content.
Just drink a couple ounces of olive oil a day or what?
You could do
Smoothies?
that. But I mean, I'm looking for calories. I do really envy the people who go to camp and they prepare like a legit, like immaculate meal for themselves. They carry it out and it looks amazing. It smells amazing. I'm sure it tastes great. But I don't want to take the time to do all that stuff. I don't want to carry it. I don't want to prepare it. I know I like to have more time at camp, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to do tons of chores and prepping a meal. But to those who take nutritious, well-balanced meals out on trail for you, awesome. When we go backpacking together, you can go ahead and do that for me too. I'd appreciate it.
I think we talked about this in a previous Chewing the Fat. I would love to have one of those type of meals that are perfectly balanced in nutrition and really healthy that I look forward to eating. Because I have no problem with that, but I'm not going to go backpacking if I have to look forward to my dinner being a kale smoothie.
No, you got a point there. I will say that I don't... There he is. Phone call number 2. Okay, bud. Thanks.
What do you say, Appalachian Trail?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What was it?
Appalachian Trail. There's an Appalachian Trail down in like southern Rosemont.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Should we...
Sorry, work is never done. The phone always goes off.
He's a very important guy.
I am.
Just ask him.
Exactly.
He's even got a business card for you.
But nutritious foods compared to healthy foods on the trail. I know I should eat better on the trail, but it's not a long-term thing. I'm okay with the dehydrated meals. I don't even want to prepare my own dehydrated meals. If someone wants to dehydrate spaghetti for me, then go for it, or chili.
Look at me.
Look at this. Okay, oh, this is new packaging. These are amazing. They digest well, they're nutritious, they got a lot of calories. They're not as heavy as the old ones, but you need to drink a lot of water with these.
So
these are fantastic.
So when I'm going to the Colorado Trail, these are going to be my lunches. So I don't eat all crap.
Nice. Spiced caramel apple. That's new.
I've had those.
This is one of my favorites. The cranberry almond, one of my favorites.
That's what other people have said.
This is new. I haven't had this one either.
What's that?
Mango cashew coconut.
I'll let you know.
And no, Green Belly is not sponsoring this video. But Green Belly, if you're watching, feel free to shoot us an email.
All right. So, what else do you do wrong?
Oh my gosh. The one big thing that I do wrong is I agree to go hiking with this guy.
And then you kind of change your mind halfway through and go, oh, maybe I'll catch a ride.
Well, yeah, because you drive most of the time. So, yeah.
No, but yeah, so, I mean, hike your own hike.
Of course.
Do the things you want to do. Don't let people tell you the way that you're doing it is wrong. Just tell them they're stupid.
You're going to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. My way doesn't work for him all the time, and his way doesn't always work for me. And it's going to be the same for you too. Make your mistakes, and that is okay. And that even comes with gear items too. A gear item seems like it has a purpose, and you buy it, you use it, and you realize it's just not what you thought it was. That's how you end up with 4 closets full of gear.
If you'd like to see some of the bad gear choices that we've made, we've done a video on that. I'll put a link right up here.
That's a good one. But yeah, so that's some of the difference between us, between our hiking styles, our gear choices, the way we hike and travel together. So if you have any questions about those, leave those questions. Any comments, leave those all down in the comment area below. If you want to give us crap about our beer, do that too. If you have beer suggestions, you can leave those down in the comments as well.
I don't care. You're wrong. Okay? You can make fun of me in my sweaty nuts wearing shorts. You're wrong. Okay? You're right there.
No, you're
Speaking of
about your
nuts.
sweaty nuts.
All right, dude.
Okay.
This is the end. Thanks for coming.
For sure.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you out on the trail. Chewin the Fat!
Okay.
I splashed up on my face.
I remember when I started drinking for the first time.